morning everyone, I'm Stella, and today I would like to talk about the interspecific evaluation of octopus escape behavior. So, as the Aristotle said, the only cephalopods to go out onto the land is the octopus. So, what is cephalopods? So, cephalopods can be divided into two subclasses, the colloidal and the non-colloidal. So, colloidal can be represented by squid, octopus, and cuttlefish, and non-colloidal can be represented by allo, nautilus, and nautilus. So here I will introduce you the octopus. So these are some of the examples of the octopus that escape to land. So as you can see, the octopus appears in nose to leave the water, to crawl between the tide pools, and octopus vulgaris leave water and climb on to exposed rock to collect gastropods. So gastropod is like a shell, like snail or some clams. And octopus various leave the water in Caribbean, and Octopus dolphini and Octopus rubenscens leave the water in Northeast Pacific. So why I study this? So this study is to give a husbandry techniques to keep captive octopus content. As you know, if the octopus leave the content, it will be very dangerous and it will be a fatal issue for the octopus and the person who keep them. So in this study, I will investigate which species are more prone to escape than others. And also, I will investigate the behavior differences in intertidal habitats vs the deep sea octopus. So in the end, I will collect the result on the biological and environmental factors that cause the octopus to escape to land. So my method and my materials and methods are very easy. I will collect 24 described species which will be analyzed and qualitative data is together. So we will circulate a questionnaire or sublist and a quantity info. Internet list servers will dedicate to cephalopods and public occurrence that keep the octopus. We will also contact directly to colleagues who work with octopus. And the questions included species observed, likeliness to escape, and experience of observer. So for our result, we will have 8 species that have 3 replies above will be analyzed. So this will be my result. So on my x-axis, this is of type of respondents, and on my y-axis, this is the number of respondents in percentage. So we have collected 38 respondents, and you will see we have the most respondents which are research scientists, and the least are documentary filmmakers. And this is a result of the week collection. So this table shows the significant difference in the likeliness to escape between different species of octopus. So on the x-axis is the type of octopus species, and for the y-axis is the escape mean value. So as you can see, Octopus vulgaris, they have the most escape mean value, which is at 0.5, and Hapalocena lunulata have the least escape mean value, which is 1.7. So Hapalocena lunata is the dead ring octopus, which is very poisonous, and they live in deep sea. So during the experiment, the Octopus vulgaris has escaped during the experiments. So this shows that the Octopus vulgaris really likes to escape. So what are the factors that affecting octopus escape behavior? So anyone know or would like to guess? So we can divide it into 2 factors. One are the biological factors, and the next are environmental factors. So for biological factors, there are age, gender, individual temperament, and state of hunger. For the environmental factor, there will be escape-proof enclosure, tank size, water temperature, water quality, time of day, and environmental enrichment. So I would like to bring you guys into all these factors. So for the edge, the hatchling octopus eat planktonic. So hatchling are baby octopus. So they only eat the planktonic which are at the above at the surface of the sea. So they will not probably go onto the land. But for some other octopus, they might prey crabs on land. So this shows why they will go onto the land. And in gender, female will unlikely to leave their eggs. They will protect their eggs. You know, right? Like your mother will protect you. So they will not leave their house. And for older senescence mean aging. So they're getting older. So they will more likely to escape to wander around in the open, in the wild. So you know, the older the man, they will try to explore the world like us, like the human too. So for individual temperates, so cold water like deep sea species, like the blue ring octopus, they are more sluggish, means they are more slow movement and they are less likely to escape. But for warm water species, which is the Octopus vulgarius, which has the highest mean escape value, they are more hyperactive, means that they will more likely to escape. For state of hunger, so starved octopus are less active and responsive. So starved means they are very, very, very hungry. So they will have no energy to move anymore. But you adding the food will activate the activeness of octopus. And the next one is hungry octopus are more attempt to escape than satiated one. So for the hungry one, so hungry and starved are different. So starved are very, very hungry. So hungry is just like, oh, you suddenly want a food. So hungry octopus will try to walk up to escape, to search for food than those who are already full. So this is why hungry octopus are more likely to escape than the starved octopus. So for escape-proof enclosure, so if the enclosure has a hole, so as you can see here, so if the hole or space is large enough for the octopus, they will get through and escape from it. And as you can see here, the tank size is small, so smaller tank size will lead octopus to escape. So for the temperature, so deep sea species, they are less active. But if the water are too warm, so this will stress the species to more likely to leave the water. It is very common like us, if the water are too hot, we will get out from the water. So inappropriate temperature is not suitable for the octopus to stay in. And for the water quality, so like such as low oxygen, improper pH value, elevated ammonia levels, presence of heavy metals, and improper salinity will increase the escape rate of octopus. You will not want to live in a dirty water too. So time of day, so octopus will be more active at night and are more likely to escape. So but octopus also very active during the feeding time since they are very hungry, but they were less likely to escape because they are food, so they will not try to escape anywhere. And the last one is the environment enrichment. So octopus, they are very soft. They do not have hard shell, so they will much probably like to stay in a protective layer to avoid predators. So for my conclusion, I have shown that the octopus shows the interspecific difference in escape behavior. And you can see the factors that influence the factors that influence the escape behavior are age, gender, individual, temperate, hunger. And for environmental factors are tank security, which means the tank are sealed or not, or the tank size, water temperature, water quality, time of day, and environmental enrichment. And last but not least, I would like to conclude my presentation to tell you guys how to keep a captive octopus contained. So first, make sure nothing that an octopus can hold onto is within reach the top of the tank. So you know that octopus can start on the surface and climb up to the surface. So you must not have anything that the octopus can hold on. So next is the astroturfs and upper cell form have airspace to prevent octopus from grabbing. So you guys know that the octopus have the sucker. The sucker will suck on the surface. So astroturfs and upper cell form, they have the airspace, and they will prevent their suckers to suck on the surface. And third is seal the tank shut with tight-fitting lids. So you must shut the lids very, very tightly so they could not open the tank. So fourth, lids should attach securely and have no openings. As you can see previously, if the tank has a small hole that is smaller than its body size, it still can run away from the tank. And fifth, providing an enrichment environment for octopus, such as the shell for them to hide or any seaweed. As long as they feel secure enough in the environment, that is enough. And the last one is big tank. Who will probably live in a smaller house if you can prefer for a bigger house? So provide a big tank, they will be less likely to escape from the tank. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, so 11 minutes 40 seconds. Q&A now. Jake? Tony? Becky? Vanessa? Claire? Okay, starting with Jake. You talk many factors that may influence the outcome. But I'm wondering if it is based on many studies or just the because you know when you back to your slide, maybe you talk about the factors. Yes, it is because the octopus lives in water, so there are many factors that may influence the water, not the octopus itself. So it's based on studies, so just like introduce the environmental factors that may influence the species.
So this study is a preliminary study. So this experiment it first took place in 2000 something. So this actually there was the first to aim to keep the octopus in the enclosure, because in the zoos they always have a case that the octopus run away, and etc. So this study is first to tell what is the problem or what's the factors that will lead the octopus to escape. So this only used on octopus that is captive, but not for the octopus in the wild.
Okay. I don't see the point. So your answer is not to the point. But anyway, let's go on. The next will be Tony, right? Okay.
Our research on this factor of octopus. How the research of the octopus.
They observe. So the researchers know their behavior by observing. We have the list. So as the methods, research in our methods. So our questions are included like species observed and the likeliness to escape and the experience of observer. So as you can see, we use observing and we circulate a questionnaire, which means we circulate questions on the things we want to study, and we observe the behavior of the octopus to escape.
Eggy.
Octopus aspect main value is mentioned about one factor. It's about biological factor or environment factor. The main value.
Repeat her question. What is her question?
She asks if the escape mean values is on the biological factors or on the environmental factor. So this is the overall. Oh, okay. This table is shown that the likeliness of the escape, and the fact it's not on the factors. The factors is what they conclude out why the possible factors that might escape. This table only shows the likeliness to escape between different species of octopus. It only shows which species are more prone to escape.
Okay, go on. Vanessa.
You say that the octopus will prey on crab on land, and if it means go to the land, octopus will go to the land.
Repeat.
She asks that octopus will prey on crabs. Will octopus go on to land? So there are some cases that the octopus will they'll only go to on land. Maybe they're curious or because of food. So, but because the octopus, when they went to the land, they cannot live without water. So they mostly went to the land like just for few periods, few seconds or few minutes. Then they will go back to the water again. They go onto the water because for their own desire, maybe like for food and for curiosity. But if we are in the zoo, why the octopus want to escape? Maybe because of some of these type of hunger. They're hungry, or tank size are too small, or maybe the tank has a hole for them to escape, or maybe the water quality are not good on temperature or not good. That will lead them to escape too.
There. Take away your mobile.
Which temperature the octopus is warm water?
Excuse me, can you please louder?
Which temperature to octopus means warm water?
Repeat.
Which temperature means warm water? Which temperature means warm water? So this will depend on their habitats. So for a deep sea species, if the temperature is higher than the habitat they live, that means the water is too warm. But for the intertidal species, so the water, the intertidal are more shallow, so the temperature which are more higher. But if the temperature are much more higher than the intertidal temperature, that means the water are too warm. So these are different species. That it cannot be used on every species. Mean if like 30 degrees for the octopus mean too warm. But if the octopus can live at 30 degrees, then the temperature which are higher than 30 degrees means the water are too warm for that certain species.
Any other volunteer questions? Your name, what's your name? Sorry? Okay.
Are there other factors affecting other processes?
Okay.
Are there other factors affecting other processes?
Are there any other factors affecting the octopus? So in my study, this is what I conclude out. We haven't had any other experiments that show other factors that might affect the escape behavior of the octopus.
What's your name?
Oh, Timmy.
Timmy, okay.
You have mentioned like if we put the octopus in a smaller tank, you will escape easily, right? Today, we put it in a real environment like the seawater, and it was hunting by the predator, and the predator will catch it, or tactically or stuck in a space. Do we have the same result like if it was catching by a smaller space, it will escape easier?
The question is a bit long. Can you condense your question?
Or if we put it in a real environment, and it was hunting by a predator, and the predator will catch it tightly, like in the small space with the descent to the small tank, the result is then.
So your question is, if the octopus is put into the nature,
Yes.
right? So will this factor affect the escape behavior? Yes, it might probably will affect their escape behavior too. So if the octopus is chased by their predators, surely they will run away. So if they are on the surface, they are near to the surface, they will try to run or to escape to the land too, because they need to escape from their predator. So if the water quality are not good, they will try also to migrate to other places too. So this also, but because these experiments is for the captive octopus which they are already captured, so most of these factors will mostly apply on the captive octopus.
Okay, sorry, I have to stop here. 3 minutes left. My turn. So Stella, I think it's a very interesting and colorful presentation because I can show you how the original paper looked like. Then you will realize how she made the talk interesting. This is the original paper. Yes. Okay, so from this, you will see, first of all, I think what I like most is that, of course, you can see clearly that she added lots of video clips here and there, all videos of octopus moving or escaping, hunting, etc. So that's of course eye catcher. And what I like most is actually she, because in her original paper, there was only one table, and that's all. That's the only data. And she has managed to convert all these numbers into figures. And as I mentioned last week, figures are always more welcome than text. So you can, and this, I think this is made by Excel, right? Yeah. So actually with Excel, you can make beautiful figures like this. So these are all made by herself. That's something I would really like to give you the point. Okay. And the other thing a good thing about her presentation is her stage performance. So you can see that she was really looking at you with body language. So that gives her the feeling that she's very confident about what she's saying. Okay, and then and also at some point she tried to interact with you, although usually they are not interacting, but she's like asking questions to you to provoke you to think what might be the reason. And her artwork is also, I think, like this one, I like it very much, this artwork. And she also, at many places, humanized her research object. Actually, this is a skill many of you can use because many of you choose papers related to animal behavior. And you can always find the analog or counterparts in human behavior. So she said at some point, like, your mother will protect you. I don't remember where. Mother protect you. Gender, okay. Yeah. Female are unlikely to leave their eggs
So she said, like your mother will protect you, something like that, or older male, something like that. Okay. And she also very often explain terms. Okay. So I will address on weakness. One thing that is probably not a weakness is, of course, your accent is different from most Taiwanese. Where are you from? Malaysia. Okay. So your accent, all of you have accent. Me too. And there's no right or wrong. It's just that we are not that familiar. So one way to improve people's understanding of your talking is to speak slower than you speak today. Okay, that's one thing. And then the second thing is I think you need to explain this well. What is escape mean value? It's not clear. You don't need to explain now. Do it next time. Please explain, because this data is important. This is the real data in this paper. So you should please spend more time explaining what is the y-axis, how did you obtain the value. Okay, and then as Jade pointed out, what she is asking is actually, this is discussion, and here you have many environmental factors. However, most of the conclusion here are probably based on other people's study or a little bit like common sense, in my opinion. And the real data in this paper can barely directly support any of this discussion. And so that's something you need to figure out, to say clearly that this is based on previous study or a little bit like common sense, in my opinion. Yeah. The discussion is interesting, but it's not directly linked to the data. Therefore, in your conclusion, I think you have to make this part bigger. This is your main conclusion from this paper. These are all a little bit like guess. Oh, this might be this might be that. Okay, many possibilities, but this is based on data. So I would say you should elaborate about what is the key species that show the highest tendency to escape, and what is the natural environment for these species, and so on. So this will make your result or conclusion link to your data in a better way. Okay, but overall I think it's a very interesting talk, so let's thank Stella. We'll come back to after 9.